Lanka. In case you just tuned in, we just had 7 artists who have together come to make the event Sapta. And right now we're getting into the team leader of, I guess, a team that kind of put all effort into making this exhibition happen.
Yes.
You're also here because you know a lot about the villa as well that will be hosting
the venue.
exhibition. Dilani, good morning to you.
Good morning.
All right, so tell me about this villa. Why did you want to have the art exhibition? Like, why do you think it would be great to have it at this villa?
Because I think the villa in itself is a work of art.
Right.
It's a piece of art. It's beautiful. It's this old Valawa that belonged to DJ Vimala Surendra. He's the father of hydropower in Sri Lanka.
Oh, really? Wow,
yes.
Interesting.
That was their ancestral home. And Diane Gomez, the current owner, he bought that and he's restored it. And it's looking really magnificent. So I think this is the best thing that could happen to the villa.
Right.
And also, I think the villa is the best thing that could happen to these artists also to showcase their work.
Right.
Yes, it complements each other fabulously.
That's amazing. All right, so this villa is in Stratford Avenue.
It's in Stratford Avenue, yes.
Okay. And what kind of inspired Diane to kind of like say, okay, why art all of a sudden, like, to open his villa?
Well, that was a coincidence, but he's an art enthusiast.
Oh, really?
He loves art. Anyone who walks into his Gandhara lifestyle store can see that.
Right.
So when Noeline, who's a childhood friend of his, a very old, good friend of his, approached him with a sponsorship, initially he had doubts because he has his own gallery which couldn't accommodate 7 artists. Paintings of that magnitude he couldn't accommodate in the gallery that he has, that is Gallery Red. But then this villa that he had bought and restored was just nearing completion, and he had told Noeline to go and have a look at that, just look at the house. And when she saw it, she was awestruck by it, and she was thinking, there's no better place than this to have our exhibition, with this ample space. And the setting, it's just perfect to showcase art. Right. Yes. So then the idea, that just took underway, and then he called us and put a team together. And
interesting. That's amazing. All right. So now the art would be inside this villa. Yes. All over the place. How have you kind of placed it in that house?
Well, as you walk in, the back of the villa is an open area. There are verandas, and there's a pavilion. I think Diane, when he designed that, the pavilion, he would have had this at the back of his mind too. Because it's just perfect. It's just a long corridor, and most of their art have gone in there, and a few of the art is displayed in 2 rooms.
Right. So you actually have to walk through the house to find the paintings.
No, it's most of it is just out there where the pavilion is and the corridors. But yes, on the corridors there are 2 rooms that has some of the other artists' work.
That's so amazing. This is truly, I think, one of the coolest art exhibitions I've heard of.
I think so too. Yes.
And I can't wait to actually see it, which is happening today at 6 p.m.
Yes, 6:30.
6:30. And you'll be having a very special guest. Your guest of honor will be Sharad Amulian,
yes,
who is the CEO of
he's the deputy chairman.
Of course. So this is amazing. I can't wait to see this. Dilani, thank you so much for being on the show, and we look forward to actually seeing more stuff by Diane and his team.
Yes. Thank you.
So this has been Good Morning Sri Lanka. Upcoming next, we have Serena, Burgess, and Basam will be joining back with us to speak about the Om Space yoga time. I might do yoga. I'm not sure. Maybe I might, maybe I won't. We'll see you right after this break.
Welcome back to Good Morning Sri Lanka. After the break, you're with me, Wissam, and Jason in the studio right here on MTV Sports. Now this morning, on this segment, Jason and I are not necessarily in our comfort zones. We've been strictly asked by our guests to take our shoes off. So right now we are seated here with just our socks. I hope the camera doesn't focus there. I don't think they need to.
I don't know what to say. I feel naked in front of the world because I'm not wearing shoes.
Because you're not wearing shoes. Now, for those who don't know, Jason loves his shoes. Jason has an entire wardrobe full of shoes. Anyway, coming back to our main topic, the reason we don't have our shoes this morning is because we're going to be talking about yoga, and we've also been asked to do a demonstration, so we're like the guinea pigs on the show this morning. So to introduce our guests, we have Serena,
Burgess,
and Sabina.
Sabina, Fernandez, and Serena, Burgess.
Exactly, yes.
I memorized those names because they both sound the same.
It's true.
You do?
Yeah.
Welcome to Good Morning Sri Lanka, by the way.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yep. The audience is half asleep. Don't mind them. Wake up. They half asleep all the time, so don't worry about it. Anyways, so you are the founder of Om Space.
Yes, I am.
And okay, so yoga is obviously something that to a lot of Sri Lankan guys, like myself, typical Sri Lankan guy, it's kind of new for us. We would say, okay, yoga is not for dudes. Well, for us anyways. Is that correct?
Definitely not.
Yeah, I think Sabina needs to answer this one.
So they're so powerful about it. No, not.
Yeah, because Jason was uncomfortable the entire morning. He was like, no, you got to do some yoga. No.
No, it's really cool when guys practice yoga, actually. And this is actually, I'm very passionate about it because a lot of my students are male, and it's nothing to do with gender. It can benefit anybody.
Right.
And I think a lot of people think it's for girls because they also just have this impression that it's all about breathing and inhaling, exhaling, stretching. But it can be really challenging. And a lot of guys get the same benefits that we do, you know,
Absolutely.
fitness and overall health and peace of mind.
Okay, but then let's going on to the main question. What really is yoga?
Okay, I think that's one for me.
All yours.
Thank you. Yoga is essentially a philosophy, and for people who embrace it, it can be a way of life,
Right.
and a lifestyle. So if you fall deeply into your yoga practice, it can move into areas like your nutrition, food, and all sorts of things. But essentially, in layman's terms, in the Western perception of yoga, we're looking at asana practice, which is posture work that you will probably have seen pictures of or be familiar with. Meditation practice, which includes concentration, and pranayama, which is our breath practice. I would say those are the three main elements that you would get.
This sounds a lot like energy talk, like to me. Like we had a lot of experts on the show that would always say, "Oh, there's this thing where you, it's like spiritual energy. You can resonate at the same frequencies and whatnot." Is this something like that? Does this lead on to like being a better human being or something?
Oh yes,
Definitely.
Yeah. Because just as well, we also do a lot of relaxation in our yoga, which is very good for stress and people in sort of those high stress positions. But the energy question is, absolutely. I mean, we all radiate energy and we all interact with each other on an energetic level. When you teach, you have your students in front of you and you read the energy in your class and you work out what's going to work for them. And our philosophy, the yoga philosophy, is really, it's the universal truth of trying to be kinder to one another and the planet, and generally nicer human beings, if possible.
Right on.
All right, I'm going to take a general misconception which I've come across. Possibly because, you know, when we sometimes see pictures of yoga, you see all these difficult poses, right? And
like one leg here.
Yeah, like, you know, body twisted in all sorts of ways, and like, you know, when people ask to do yoga, I say, I'm not going to do that. I can't do that, right? So, yoga, is it as difficult as it looks?
That's a really loaded question. It can be very difficult, but as a beginner, you start where you can. And it's not all about twisting yourself into a pretzel and bringing your ankle behind your head.
In fact, the basis of the philosophy is listening to your body at the time at which you're practicing. So one day your body might be able to, you know, do the splits or whatever, and the next day it just might not, because it's not in that right place. And your practice isn't a sort of linear, goal-oriented practice at all. It's literally about being in that moment and doing what's right for you in that moment. So it doesn't have to be difficult at all, because really it should be an easeful experience.
I see.
People do push and challenge themselves in classes and during a practice, but really
the philosophy underneath is that we're doing it to benefit ourselves and make ourselves feel good. So if you're in a class and you're not feeling good, then it's kind of almost
something's off.
Yeah, something's not quite right.
Would you recommend this? All right, for couples though, because I understand a lot of people like to do it together, but I guess yoga is more like for an individual to kind of raise himself up.
Yeah.
So you never recommend to do it with your spouse?
No.
You could.
But honey, come on, that's not really impressive. Get out of here.
I think yoga's a very personal practice,
right?
And it's kind of you, and you're even in a class situation, you and your mat, you're not looking to see what the other people in class are doing and how well you're doing in comparison to them. It's non-competitive. If you enjoy yoga practice with your partner, then great. Why not? I think if both people are interested in the philosophy and the sort of ethos behind it, or feel the physical benefit behind it, then that's fantastic.
Talking about benefits, okay, we've already come across, in our discussion, one thing that came out is the fact that it's good to de-stress yourself. Right?
Yeah.
But what are the other benefits really involved? Why would somebody want to go and do yoga?
Oh, we love this question.
Do you want to answer?
So many we can share.
Okay.
There's so many.
Oh my God, it's all together.
Yeah.
There's just so much good. I mean, there's nothing that it's bad for. I mean, if you're doing a sport, it will make your sport better. If you're stressed, it will de-stress you.
Right.
If you want to lose weight, a regular, intense practice can help you lose weight. It will change your posture. And best of all, I think it will change your attitude. When you're pushing yourself to your boundaries on the mat, you kind of grow as a person. I'm certainly a lot mellower than I was before I started practicing.
Yeah.
You become less reactive. So physical, emotional, mental. Yeah, you just you get really good energy to come back to what you're saying.
So does it mean like I would have to be mentally well if I wanted to do it? For example, a lot of people think, okay, so yoga could actually de-stress you. What if I'm like in a really bad mood and I come to you, I'll be like, I'm in a bad mood, Serena, I want to do yoga now. Is that a good thing?
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
So I can come.
Okay, why don't we find out the benefits of yoga for ourselves?
Why that's not a bad thing?
Okay.
Is that okay? Because a part of our practice is being really present in the moment. And so a lot of times you find you go to a class, or even as a teacher, we go to class and we've had a stressful morning or it's been traffic, and you suddenly become immersed and fully engaged with what you're doing for that period, and everything else disappears. So your brain kind of gets a rest from that negative energy that you came in feeling really bad about. It just kind of goes.
And so
because
many
everyone else is so positive?
No, because you have immersed yourself in the practice, and you've just stopped focusing on
you stop thinking about that
bad thing, and you're thinking about what you're doing right then and there.
Right. Which is important.
Absolutely.
Very
important.
Absolutely.
Living in the present.
Cool.